Class 1, Step 6, do due diligence.
That sounded pretty funny, but it is true. Do your due diligence. Due diligence is basically that phase of the contract where you've got your offer accepted by the seller, which is a tremendous thing. You've put some earnest deposit money down. Your lender is scurrying around getting your loan all finalized. And now you've got a certain number of days, usually like in California, 17 days, to conduct what's called your due diligence. Now, here are some of the things that you will be investigating during that process. You want to get a home inspection. We talked about home inspectors earlier. And that home inspection, Rebecca's got to cover at least the roof, the heating, the plumbing, the electrical, the AC systems. And, just because you hire a pro, a professional, it doesn't mean you yourself can't do some minor checkups yourself, such as looking for soft spots in the flooring or fresh paint on the ceilings and walls that might be hiding some water damage or something. You go in there and turn the electricity off and off and on again, turn the water faucets on and off, and if it's in the summertime, turn off the AC and turn on the heater. Might sound a little corny, but it's a smart thing to do. Make sure it works. Likewise, if it's wintertime, test the AC system. Is it working? Go down to the basement and look for any water on the floor, or see if the hot water heater looks rusted or cracked. A little diligence before you start negotiations could actually save you a lot of time and effort, but your home inspection is one of those due diligence acts that you just have to do.
Well, that also goes into deciding whether or not you're paying too much for the property, or if it's, you're willing to outweigh the pros and cons of picking a house.
Absolutely right, Rebecca. The home inspection will tell a lot, and at the end of the home inspection, one of the two things is going to happen. You're going to feel that much better that you're going into contract on this home, or you're going to feel that either the home's overpriced, or you're going to feel a little more settled if the seller were to repair certain things. If the seller refuses to repair certain things, you've still got the prerogative to deal with those things yourself, but you just really have to get a home inspection. One of the next things that you want to look at to finish up your due diligence is the appraisal. Now, a lot of lenders don't show the appraisal to the buyer. You have to take a look at your appraisal. You're paying for it. Take a look at that appraisal and see if the comparables support the price that you're paying. The appraiser is going to use certain comparable sales close to that property you're buying, and you want to take a look at those comparables. Do they make sense? Does the appraiser mention any inadequacies, such as maybe an unpermitted addition, or maybe some roof problems, or is the appraiser even calling for repairs? Make sure that as soon as the appraisal report's completed, you get a copy from your lender.
What is an appraisal?
An appraisal is basically an evaluation, Rebecca, done by a state licensed individual as to whether that property is worth what you're buying for. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. I should say it's an opinion of value. So an appraiser goes out there and says, based on recent sales in the market and market trends, this is what this property is worth. Now, appraisal can never be anything more than an opinion of value. So, 5 different appraisers could go out there and come up with 5 different numbers. It's not an absolute thing, but that appraisal is ordered through an independent company so that the loan officer does not have any influence on the final outcome of that value.
That's very good to know.
It is. And one or two more things here, since we're talking about due diligence, and we talked about it a little bit before, is, take a look at the school districts and ask around your neighbors, what are the school districts like, because that's going to have a lot to do with how easily you can resell the property when it comes time to sell. We talked about sex offenders. There's a lot of databases available where you can go in and check to see if you're looking to buy something close to where a sex offender might live.